Good morning, Salty. Is there anything interesting in the news today? What's this? A rally commemorating the defeat of Dr. Armor is being sponsored by the famous department store Meta Shop. The parts in the rally will be about going to a myriad of places and collecting meta parts. It looks like a lot of fun. With that, hello everyone, and welcome back to Medabots. It's been a while. Good morning, Dad. Morning, Nikki. Someone's in a good mood. Yep. Oh, I saw this thing on TV about this parts and rally they're having. Let me guess, you're going to join in on the fun too? Of course! I'm definitely gonna win. That's the spirit. Make me proud, son. You know, you should study sometimes too. As if I have to study, mother. In the last part, we finished off the game, but now we're finally tackling the post-game. It's been a while, I know, and it's gonna take me a while to get back the voices for that because of that. But it's time we finally go after this, because the post-game is technically important to the plot. Technically. But we should go over the minor changes that have happened in the world since we beat the game. First off, most of the meta shops around the meta part shops around the town now will carry the Spydar part line. Henry's here still. Hey, Icky. Welcome. Good afternoon, Henry. Is the one you got from Mega Emperor feeling any better today? Don't worry about me. I'm not that easy to kill. That's good to hear. And something you can do, I believe, right off the bat, and I believe I'm even going to show this off, is that you can now head into this house. I've never really mentioned this one before because there's no name written on it. But who lives in it? But Baron! Mom, give me some tomato juice. But you just throw it up as soon as you drink it anyway. Don't stare at me like that. And you can fight him here, I think, as many times as you want to get some more parts of his meta part line. I'm editing that fight out, though, because it took a while. Rules for post-game in terms of encounters are generally going to be the same. Repeat battles getting added out and such. I said don't. Otherwise, ugh. Why are there hearts after that? Are you into that? I mean, I won't judge, but ew. Next up, there is this little shack over here at the docks. I've mentioned this place before. While I was sorting through our stock, we found some Rubber Robos. If you go clear them out, I'll give you these meta parts that I found. You actually don't need to fight any of the Rubber Robos in here. You can just get the parts. Because in these, I believe that is 18 boxes. There are 4 meta parts and I think 4 Rubber Robos. As for where the Rubber Robos and what their teams are, the bottom left orange box has one who uses a Foxuna and a Haniwa. I should mention the terrain in this area is water. The middle orange box in the middle row has another Rubber Robo who uses a Foxuno, Haniwa, and Gorum. And a third Rubber Robo is in the top right blue box who just uses a Foxuno. I don't quite get why you can just get all this stuff now and you don't actually have to fight the Rubber Robos, because you'd think the way it would work is if you find the Rubber Robos, you talk to him, then he causes the items to spawn, but no. And I believe a lot of these are of the line for the Ace Horn part line. And now we can go on. As for where our destination is, we want to head on into Metaropolis. Because now that we're in post-game, we can do stuff in here. But first, let's go see if we can talk to any of our friends. And let's start with Ichiro. Good afternoon, I'm Iki. At the moment, Jeeves and the young master are out. Please come again. Okay, I guess Ichiro's out of town for a bit. Karen? Good afternoon, it's Iki. Please, come in. It's gonna take me a while to remember the voices, I won't lie. Welcome, Mr. Iki. And I see no Karen anywhere. Hey, Iki, if you're looking for Karen, then you have to go to Rosewood Private School. I guess she's studying and working on schoolwork. Let's not bother her for now. And I believe if you head on over to any of your other friends' houses, they basically say the exact same thing. They're out doing their own thing. Also, one thing I could recommend, I don't do it here at all, but yeah, I actually recommend you go back through all the previous areas and get all the meta parts you don't have, so you can just have a much more full collection. Also, the meta part shop here in the meta shop itself now also carries the Arma Paradigm line, which I recommend getting because, as you've probably noticed just by the amount of times I've said I don't like Arma Paradigms, they are very annoying to fight, and thus they can be pretty useful for you. Just due to how obscene their defend parts can get in the right circumstances. After this, something we're actually going to want to check out. You might remember that snack bar I went to once in, like, the late teens, early 20s, I want to say, somewhere in that area of part numbers. because we fought a waitress in here. We can fight her again. Also, hey, the captain! Darn it all! How could they all turn against me? I was the leader! Because you were shit at your job, man. Oh, it's a cute little boy. Hello. You're gonna get cavities if you come here, you know. But if you came to real battle with me, I'm ready. It is the exact same team it was before, a Hopstar and 2 Samurais. I still recommend trying to get Hopstar parts at this point because you can fight her infinite times, I believe. But Samurai parts are also still good. Also, if it's not entirely obvious, I've switched my parts back to what they were close to pre-Mega Emperor. Mostly just because this is still a party I'm very comfortable with using. Victory Armor heads are still really good. Gold Hammers are great. Banisher head is a very good counterattack part, and after that, it's basically thrown together. Hopstar is still a very annoying Medabot to actually hit because her only ability is Conceal, and that can get annoying. I think she also has Boost Charge, but it's been a while. I just recommend going all out. This is basically just so we can get back into the swing of things with battling. That's the entire reason I'm doing this fight. Because I am out of practice at this point, so I had to be like, yeah, let's do a couple extra fights. And as with the main storyline, all of the post-game parts, when fights reach a certain time frame or so, are going to start being fast-forwarded. In particular, speed-up theme for this part is Willpower from Persona 5. I love this track. Mind you, I love that entire soundtrack, if you couldn't tell by the fact I also used Blooming Villain in the X6 boss rush. Admittedly, it is kind of weird to be going back to this game after so long because, for time development's sake, the first part's commentary was recorded early February, I believe. It was uploaded sometime during the summer. It's now currently July 10th. And I think I almost started recording the actual gameplay almost a year ago, which is kind of stupid on my timing's part. Mind you, what's also weird thinking about it, I think this is the first full post-game I'm doing for a game, because it's just a much more interesting post-game to me than even like the Battle Network games, because while I love the Mega Man Battle Network games, their post-games tend to drag on a lot, whereas this one's actually fairly short and sweet, all things considered, because it's gonna be less than 10 parts, I'll tell you that. Also, Spiral Bolt is still really, really good. And for beating her, I ended up getting another samurai part, which is all good and dandy, but the main reason I actually did this fight is this. Wow, I'm impressed. I'll give you a nice present. We get a waitress uniform. I'll put it on you. Ooh, it looks so good. You ready for Easter? An interesting thing about the post-game is that from here on out, if you have one of the alternate costumes we've gotten throughout the story, like the kimono, the hero armor, and such, you can put that on and wear it for the rest of the game. You don't get any special dialogue for wearing them, but that's a cool little thing. It's like, say you prefer the look of the hero costume and such, you can do that. And now we're heading back to the Medalink area. Why? Well, first off, the post-game is technically starting upstairs. We have one more heat to go through, because as soon as I investigate this thing, currently we're accepting challenges for people ranked 1st to 3rd. It's time for the final link. Speed up theme for the Medalink this part is the Guzma battle theme from Sun and Moon. I love this song. Mind you, Pokemon Sun and Moon soundtrack was just really good, and I love that ukulele. In terms of who we got for the Medalink, first off, there's 3 fights we're doing here, but I'm only fast-forwarding 2. One of them is against Erica, whose party is still the whole brass double pretty prime ability thing. And then we have the Dark Master once again with his Flake Flag Crimson King lineup. The Dark Master is the really threatening one here once again because of his Destroy lineup. Bringing in anti-C parts is very recommended just so you can target the Flake Flag directly. And otherwise, just make sure you time your radiation phase as well. And hope to God you get a one-shot kill on the Flake Flag. Not a very tense first 2 fights, but the 3rd fight that we're going to be actually showing a normal time, more or less, is where things start getting interesting. Because there's one last battle, and who else would it be against, ladies and gentlemen? Also, I should recommend, I'm going to be showing off my actual party lineup here, I believe. In terms of what I've got going on, I have customized Rokusho quite a bit to give him Conceal to reduce his, to increase his evasion, the Crimson King head to inflict Destroy if needed. I've given people just really good legs that boost alongside their actual medals, like Twirl for the Chameleon medal and such. Because this last fight's actually kind of hard for your first time around. It's Koji once again, but he actually has brought a new team. His leader is still the Simuldan War Bandit, depending on what version you're playing. However, his 2 rock flowers have been replaced by 2 Blackrams. And Blackrams can be troublesome because they're very simple Medabots. They can only use berserk attacks. But as you can see, due to the fact that they're using the Devil Metal, every part they're using gets a plus 10 bonus, meaning they're going to be kind of hard to dodge, and they'll be hitting it kind of hard. Grapple Trap is recommended just so you can get some extra damage in. Melt is also pretty good if you can get that to stick on someone. Destroy, if you can actually get it to work, unlike I think what happens to me in this fight, is very recommendable, as is Conceal, just to avoid as many shots as possible. Metaforces can also be recommendable since they don't really use theirs to their advantage. And otherwise, just make sure that you can keep yourself alive. Counterattack's pretty good as well because of the constant berserk attacks coming your way. Force Bind could also be recommendable because the Blackrams Devil Metal Metaforces can be pretty devastating because all 3 of them target all 3 of the opponent's Medabots, meaning all 3 of our Medabots. And that can be devastating. Particularly, I think they got like Destroyer, which will destroy 1 Metapart from anyone who's in the radiation phase, which in this specific instance, like right then, would have been really painful. They have Structuralist, which I believe will destroy 1 Defend Metapart on every single one of your Medabots, no matter what phase they're in. Like in this case, it would destroy my Knight's Head, which wouldn't be too fun. And I believe the last one they have was Full Body Radiation, which would send everyone immediately into the radiation phases no matter where they are. And needless to say, that can be kind of annoying. In terms of the parts I actually recommend getting from this fight, I recommend trying to get one of the Blackrams parts, preferably one of the arms. Because at this point, if you don't have a full set of Simildon War Bandit parts, you're probably close anyway. And there are far fewer fights in the main storyline, including the post-game, with Blackrams than there are Simildon and War Bandit. Because the Blackrams parts are really good. They have low base rates of success, but if you can get like some good scouts up there or ways around that, they could be very, very good Berserk parts. I think I end up using the part I get from this fight on my Knight for a good amount of the rest of the game. Once it comes down to the leader at this point, there's not much they can do against you because every attack is not only going towards them, but you probably already have pretty decent evade at this point due to your Metapart setups if you have like endgame equipment and such. So you shouldn't be getting hit too often if you're at a high enough level. I think at this point I'm high 60s, low 70s anyway, so yeah. And with that, that is also the end of the Medalink. I get the Devil Arm, and we are now ranked first place. Yeah, look at that rate of success. 6. That is really low. But now that we're ranked first, let's go talk to the lady that we originally signed up with over here. Congratulations, you ranked number 1 out of everyone. So, Mr. Iki, we're going to award you this extremely rare gift. We get the Broad Antenna, the Shin Sword, the BB Hammer, and the Tatakawa. Now, is it just me or does that sound a little bit familiar? Because it sounds like Rokusho's parts, doesn't it? There's a reason for that. Depending on your version, you get the upgraded full body set for whatever your Medabot was. So I now have the full set of Zoran parts. If you're playing the Medabi version, you obviously get the full set of Bayonet parts. And this is really good for this. This is also why I recommended whenever you fought the Bayonet and Zoran team like that Dr. Armand had, I recommend going for the opposite version's Medabot. Oh, it's Ms. Nay. Hello. Hello, Iki. Are you taking part in the Parts on Rally too? Yup. It's almost time for the opening ceremony. Go get your parts and badge and wait in your seat. Give it your best shot. Yup. Are you going to take part in the Parts and Rally? It'll be starting soon. So take this parts and badge and go take your seat, please. Who said that? There's no one that looks like that on this screen. Koji and Erica are there. And even those 3 troublemakers. What if they're all be in the rally? Hey, Iki. I figured you'd come. Of course you'd come, Iki. How can you miss such a fun event like this? Wait, Iki. The 3 of us are called the Screws, so make sure you call us that. Yeah, that's right. Oh, it's starting. Hurry and sit down, Iki. And no words from Sloan as usual. Mr. Referee! Now we will begin the opening ceremony of the Parts on Rally! I'm not imitating an audience. The Parts on Rally is a contest to see who can assemble 12 Medabots needed to make the 3 Medabots the fastest. If you even lose 1 Medabot you need to collect, you'll have to risk your own Medabots to get the others back. The one who returns to this room with all the Medabots will be the winner. But that's pretty simple. Oh, hello again already. Oh yes, I forgot to mention one thing. The clues to where these Medabots are hidden will be left inside Metashop. Please make sure to use them. Might as well be off. I've got a great idea, boss. Okay. I think that should be interesting. I'll be going. So long, suckers. I'm out of here. Anything to say from you, Sloan? Nothing. At least he's not talking about clothes anymore. I'm not gonna lose to you. Bring it on, Koji. A scoop! A scoop! And she's still obsessed over that. And now a bit of the game becomes open-ended. First off, at this point, we need to find all the hints towards where all the Medaparts are, and then we need to go and search for them. There's a hint written. Can't see the forest from the trees, so this means it's likely going to be like right in front of me somewhere. And they mean that. This Medapart is located right here. I would have figured that Medaparts would be here, and on top of that, they're for the parts on Rally. We get the cherub arm. Yeah, that's probably the easiest set to find. There's a clue written. A room in the school. I wonder if it's a room in Riverview Public. That's all for the hints up there. Now we want to go around here. There's a hint written. The Beauty of Rosewood Private School. Could that be Karen? Well, she wasn't joining the actual rally, so... There's a hint written. Melting in the acid ocean. Could it be the ocean of soda water? I was tricked by it once before. There's a hint written. The ancient capital. Could it mean Coding Kingdom? How did they... I don't know, Iki. I still don't know how they do that. Hey, this is my clue. Don't look at it. You'll never see it. There's a clue written in incredibly bad handwriting. There's one piece hidden in the middle of a shutdown factory. Could I be talking about the very first place I ran into the Rubble gang? But that's really bad handwriting. Keep that in mind for later. There's a hint written. Where the river falls in the mountain. Wonder if that's where I fell down in the waterfall and met Canny. Probably. There's a hint written. At home shopping? I think I've heard of... Nah, I've never heard of it. One more hint on this floor. These hints can take a while to find, honestly, just because you have to press A on everything in the meta shop. But, it's not too bad. There's a hint written. Where the Robos gather. This must mean the Robos meeting place. Yeah, don't say, Iki. Alright, well, let's talk to the top left lady, because she has some interesting info for us. Would you like to hear about the parts and Rally meta parts? Angel-type Medabots Wonder Angels, head part cherub body, cherub hand, cherub arm, and cherub leg. Shrimp-type Medabot Mega Emperor's head Medapart Death Break, Death Missile, Death Laser, and Death Crawler. That's right, you get the final boss here, which means they're giving what is beyond military-grade weaponry to 11-year-old kids. Devil-type Medabots Bazelga's head Medapart Helmut, Helmite, Helming, and Hell Chaos. We need to go like these 12 meta parts. I don't get that from a narrative standpoint, but I also am not sure about the canonicity of this entire sequence, so who am I supposed to judge? Alright, well, let's get the last of the hints. There's a hint written. The Ninja House. It must mean Ninja Park. We heard about that place way back in Odoro Marsh, so we'll be heading there eventually. There's a hint written. The capital that soars through the air. It must mean Fiyun. I should mention, Fiyun is actually renamed on the map. Instead of the Flying Fortress Fiyun, it's just Fort Fiyun. Because, you know, it's crash-landed and just kind of in the ground. And I believe that is all 12 hints. One thing I should mention, though. If for some reason you decide to hack in or trade in all of the parts, you will skip the entire rally. The moment you head up to the 3rd floor, you'll be sent right into the final fight of the rally. And that's bad for a couple reasons, because you miss out on a lot of unique parts, and also a medal or two, so don't do that. I think you can trade in like 1, 2, maybe 3 of them, but don't go for all of them. That'll just screw up your game. But with that, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part, technically 32, technically part 2 of the post-game, we'll be heading off around Medaropolis and seeing what parts and rally parts we can find in the surrounding areas. See you guys then.